It is 7:12 in the morning. A customer is waiting. A critical part is missing. The schedule is red. 3 leaders are on the phone. Someone finds a workaround. Someone drives across town. Someone stays late. The shipment moves. Everyone exhales. The team calls it a win. Then the same problem returns next Tuesday. Same part, same customer risk, same heroes, same celebration. When the same fire keeps returning, the problem is not a lack of effort. The problem is that the organization has made firefighting part of the process. Quick note before we begin. The views shared on Compass to Practice are my personal views and do not reflect those of my employer or any current or former company. I do not share confidential, proprietary, customer-specific, or employer-specific information on this podcast. Welcome to Compass to Practice, where leaders turn intention into behavior. I'm your host, Antonio Irizarry, and today's episode is From Firefighting to Flow. Firefighting is seductive. It creates urgency, visibility, and a clear enemy. People move quickly. Leaders feel useful. The organization experiences a short burst of alignment because everyone can see the immediate threat. And when the crisis is resolved, the team receives praise. The person who found the workaround becomes the hero. The person who prevented a recurrence may never be noticed, because prevention is quiet. This is one reason organizations remain reactive. They reward recovery more visibly than prevention. They promote the people who save the day, but do not always protect the people who stop the day from becoming a crisis. The problem is not that heroics are always bad. True emergencies happen. Customers change requirements. Equipment fails. Weather disrupts logistics. A new defect appears. A system can face a genuine surprise. The issue is repetition. If the same category of emergency returns, the organization is not experiencing bad luck. It is experiencing an unclosed loop. Here are 5 signs that firefighting has become the operating model. First, the same issue returns with different names. A late part becomes a schedule miss. The schedule miss becomes premium freight. Premium freight becomes overtime. Overtime becomes quality risk. The labels change, but the constraint does not. Second, the same people are always called. You know exactly who can rescue the customer, fix the machine, or force the decision. That expertise is valuable, but if the system depends on a small group of heroes, the system is fragile. Third, priorities change daily. Everything is urgent, so nothing has a stable sequence. Teams start work, stop work, and restart work. The organization measures activity while lead time grows. Fourth, meetings focus on status instead of countermeasures. People report red. Leaders ask for recovery dates. The issue is updated, but the failure mode is not redesigned. Fifth, success is defined as getting through the week. The team celebrates the save, but no one asks, what made the fire possible? What signal did we miss? What standard must change? What will be different next Tuesday? Firefighting is often a design problem disguised as a people problem. Leaders see a late shipment and ask who missed the date. But the deeper questions may be, where did the requirement wait? Where was ownership unclear? Where did material enter without readiness? Where did verification happen too late? Where did the decision queue build? Where did the team rely on a workaround instead of a standard? Flow is not simply speed. Flow is the movement of value with fewer interruptions, fewer handoff failures, and fewer hidden cues. A fast process with frequent stoppages is not good flow. A slow-looking process with stable sequence, early signals, and low rework may deliver faster overall. This is why local speed can hurt total flow. One function rushes its step and pushes incomplete work downstream. The next function stops, clarifies, reworks, and waits. The first function looks efficient. The customer experiences delay. Alignment means optimizing the end-to-end result, not protecting one department's metric. Here is the practice for this episode. I call it the 4S flow reset. Stabilize, see, solve, standardize. First, stabilize. Protect the customer, safety, quality, and critical flow. Contain the immediate problem. Stop the defect. Secure the material. Communicate the risk. Create a safe recovery sequence. Stabilization matters because teams cannot investigate well while the system is still causing damage. But stabilization is not the end. Containment without learning creates recurring heroics. Second, see. Map what actually happened, not what the procedure says should have happened. Follow the work from trigger to outcome. Where did it wait? Where did it loop backward? Where did the information change? Where did someone create a workaround? Where did the signal appear but fail to travel? Use facts, timestamps, handoffs, and observable conditions. A simple flow map can expose more than a polished presentation. Third, solve. Choose the failure mode or constraint that, if improved, will reduce recurrence. Do not launch 10 actions because the problem feels important. Choose the 1 or 2 changes that alter the system. Maybe the root problem is supplier change notification. Maybe it is a decision right. Maybe it is unclear priority logic. Maybe it is verification at the wrong point. Maybe the team lacks skill or capacity at the constraint. The solution should address the reason the fire repeated, not only the symptom that became visible. Fourth, standardize. Turn the successful countermeasure into normal work. Name the owner, define the cadence, make the new signal visible. Train the people who use it, audit it until the behavior is stable. Then remove the temporary workaround. If the recovery stays inside one hero's notebook, the system did not improve. If the new practice works only while senior leadership is watching, the system did not improve. Standardization is what converts a save into flow. The 4S flow reset becomes stronger when you add 3 leading signals. Choose only 3. 1 for quality, 1 for flow or delivery, 1 for people, safety, or capacity. For example, quality. First pass yield at the constraint, not only final defects. Flow. Hours of work waiting at the key handoff, not only the final delivery date. People. Open skill gaps, unplanned overtime, or the number of issues raised early. Why leading signals? Because lagging metrics tell you what already happened. Leading signals show whether the system is moving toward risk. A final delivery metric can stay green while the team uses overtime, expediting, and hidden rework to protect it. A leading signal makes the cost visible earlier. Review the 3 signals at the same time every day. Do not create a 90-minute meeting. Ask, what changed? What is the risk? What one countermeasure has an owner today? That is enough to create rhythm. Case 1. Recurring supplier shortages. The organization repeatedly expedites the same family of parts. Stabilize. Secure short-term supply and protect the customer sequence. C. Map demand signal, purchase release, supplier confirmation, and receipt. The team discovers that schedule changes are sent through email but not reflected in the supplier's planning horizon. Solve. Create a shared change window, a confirmation requirement, and a readiness trigger for major demand changes. Standardize. Review the supplier signal daily, track unconfirmed changes, and assign one owner for escalation. The hero drive across town may still happen once. It should not remain the process. Case 2. Recurring software incidents. The support team repeatedly restarts a service when volume spikes. Stabilize. Restore service and communicate status. C. Trace the load, alert, response, and decision path. The alert fires only after customers are affected. Solve. Add an earlier capacity threshold, automate scaling, and clarify who can act without executive approval. Standardize. Review the leading signal, test the response, and remove the manual workaround after the automation is proven. Case 3. Daily schedule changes in an operation. Supervisors constantly resequence work because material, engineering changes, and customer priorities arrive at different times. Stabilize. Create one protected sequence for the next shift. C. Map when each input becomes available and who can change the plan. Solve. Define a frozen window, a readiness check, and one decision owner for exceptions. Standardize. Publish the next shift sequence at the same time daily and track changes after freeze. The goal is not to eliminate flexibility. The goal is to stop unmanaged flexibility from becoming chaos. Choose one recurring fire. Not the biggest problem in the organization, one problem that has happened at least twice. Write 4 headings on a page. Stabilize. What protects the customer, safety, quality, and flow now? C. Where did the work wait, loop, or lose ownership? Solve. What single system change reduces recurrence most? Standardize. What owner, signal, cadence, and verification make the change repeatable? Then add the 3 leading signals you will review for 2 weeks. Do not ask whether the problem disappeared after 1 day. Ask whether the pattern is becoming less likely. And when a hero saves the day, thank them. Then ask them to help redesign the condition that required the rescue. That is how respect for expertise becomes system learning. Ask yourself, what problem do we keep tolerating because someone is good at rescuing it? Which local metric is making total flow worse? What successful recovery have we failed to standardize? Humility helps us admit that effort is not enough. Clarity helps us see the flow. Courage helps us stop rewarding recurrence. Empathy reminds us that hero culture eventually exhausts the heroes and the people around them. Run the 4S flow reset once this week. If this episode helped, follow Compass to practice and share it with one leader who is tired of solving the same problem under a different name. Until next time, turn intention into behavior. Follow me on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want more information, visit my website www.compasstopractice.com.